Have you ever had maple syrup on top of snow? You know what's really fun with snowflakes? Making snowballs. Welcome to Make It Magic, where we craft, we cook, and we create. I'm Magical Julie, or MJ for short, and I lead activities here at Camp Bonkers, and I love to help you find the magic in each and every day. Today, I woke up to one of the best sights in nature, a fresh blanket of snow. And whenever I see fresh snow, I just want to jump in and create some snow angels. What about you? Snow just proves that we're right in the middle of the holiday season, and even though it's very cold outside, I can't help but feel warm and fuzzy. I just wish I could capture this feeling and keep it all year round, but we all know snow melts. If only there was a way to make snow out of something else. I have an idea. Let's make some 3D snowflakes out of paper. That way we can wake up to fresh snow every day. What do you think, campers? Let's sparkle in. There are a few items that you're gonna need to make your 3D paper snowflakes. We'll post this information in the show description in case you want an adult to help you make them. And remember, campers, you wanna stay magical and safe, so make sure you have the help and permission of an adult whenever we are crafting. So today, campers, you are going to need some square pieces of paper. You could use blue, you could use white, you could use whatever colors you want your snowflakes to be. And we are going to be using a pencil or a pencil crayon, works great. Some scissors, with the help of an adult, of course, and some glue. That's all you need. It's a pretty simple craft today. One of my favorite things about snowflakes, campers, is how unique they are. So although a fresh snowfall may look like a nice big white blanket of snow, they're actually all very different from each other. Did you know that no two snowflakes look alike? Just like the snowflakes that you and I will be creating today, our snowflakes will look very different and very unique because you and I are very different and very unique. And that's what makes snowflakes so magical. So campers, you're gonna need 6 pieces of paper, and you're gonna want them square just like this one. You'll need 6 so that you can make a full 3D snowflake. So step 1, you are going to fold your snowflake in half, like so. And you get a nice triangle, and then you're gonna fold it again, like this. And now you're going to make 3 cuts across. Now, when you're cutting, you wanna make sure that you cut the side that's not attached. So as you see, this side of the triangle is attached. You wanna cut this one that's open. So you can flip it over, and with the help of an adult, grab your scissors, and you can make your cuts. So you want them to roughly be the same thickness, and you wanna take your scissors almost all the way to the edge, but you don't cut it completely, just like that. And we're gonna make 2 more. Just like that. Great job, campers. Now you get to open up your snowflake. Perfect. And it should give you this sort of design. Now you'll see that I can very easily bend these flaps in, and that's what you really want. So the next step, campers, is to take your pencil crayon, and you're going to wrap the middle around it and glue it together. And it doesn't have to be super, super tight. It just needs to be able to stick together. All right, so grab your glue, and you're going to glue this side of the paper. And then you are going to glue that side down and hold it until it's sticky and nice and secure. And then you can take the pencil crayon out, and that's it. You can put your pencil crayon aside until the next snowflake, because for the next ones, you're just gonna use your fingers. So you're gonna go to the reverse side and glue this one together like this. And then you're gonna flip the snowflake over and then do the opposite side. See? Looking pretty good. Take this side, glue it here, and glue that there. Snowflakes are so pretty. You know what's really fun with snowflakes? Making snowballs. I remember when I was younger, and me and my brothers would always have snowball fights, but we'd always be very careful, of course. Now if you flip it over, you can see that you have your very own 3D snowflake, and now you need to make 6 more of these to make a complete snowflake. Pretty cool, hey? And it's super easy. And it looks really complex, but it's very simple to make. Okay, the next step, campers, is to make 6 more of those, and then you're going to glue them all together. But since I have my magic, I'll make 6 more appear. And I'm using white and blue because I really like those 2 colors for my snowflake. Have you ever had maple syrup on top of snow? One time when I was visiting Quebec, they poured fresh maple syrup onto fresh snow, and then we rolled it up on a popsicle stick, and it made the most delicious snowy maple treat. The next step is to glue them all together in the middle. Now I like using this glue. It's called tacky glue because it sticks together really well, and it's not as slippery as some of the other glues. And if the sides kind of squish against each other, that's okay. It's looking great, campers. Okay, now just 1 more. Perfect. Oh my goodness, campers, this looks so good. I'm just gonna give it a second to dry. And okay, it's dry. Wow, look at our 3D paper snowflake. That is so magical, campers. Now you can do whatever you'd like with it. You could hang it in your window or hang it on your tree, whatever brings you the most joy. And now we have snowflakes all year round. Now it's time for your camper questions, but first I have a question for you. What's your favorite snow activity? Our first camper question comes from Dustin. We get lots of eagles where I live, so they're my favorite bird to see. What about you? Ooh, Dustin, well, one of my favorite birds is the snowy owl because they are so stunning to look at. Our second question comes from camper Brett. You said that owls can't move their eyes. Why is that? That's because owls have such amazing vision that they aren't able to actually move their eyes, so their head has to make up for it, which is why their head can move a crazy amount. If you missed our episode last week where we made snowy owl pine cones, you can learn more about owls. Go check it out after this episode. Thanks for joining us today, campers, and I hope these snowflakes add a little bit of sparkle to your home. And remember to find the magic in each and every day. Today, I'm going to find my magic by building a snowman. Now, what do you think is better? A carrot for a nose on a snowman or a stone? I think you're right. Well, thank you so much for sharing with me today, campers, and I hope your day sparkles. Until next time, bye! The best thing about this cookie cutter is that it makes your objects 3D, which is pretty cool. So we'll put the icing in the middle like this, and then you add the bottom of the snowman, like that. And then he'll be able to stand up nice and easy. Welcome to Make It Magic, where we craft, we cook, and we create. I'm Magical Julie, or MJ for short, and I lead activities here at Camp Bonkers, and I love to help you find the magic in each and every day. It's almost New Year's, campers, and I have had so much fun crafting, cooking, and creating with you every week. It's been such a magical year. I hope you've had as much fun as I've had. To celebrate a wonderful year, let's come up with a craft together. What makes the perfect craft? Well, obviously it has to be fun, silly is a plus, and delicious. You definitely have to be able to eat it. And one more thing. Above all else, it has to be bonkers. But is there a craft that includes all of those things? I know! Let's make a Camp Bonkers gingerbread house. What do you think? Just before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And with that, let's sparkle in. There are a few items you are going to need to make your gingerbread house today. I'll post this information in the show description below in case you want an adult to help you make them. And remember, campers, you want to stay magical and safe, so make sure you have the help and permission of an adult whenever we are baking. Okay, campers, you'll need a long list of items here to make your gingerbread house, so I'm going to read them out for you, and I'm going to try not to lose my breath. Here we go. You need gingerbread cookie cutters, 6 cups of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 4 teaspoons of ground ginger, 4 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of ground cloves. Okay, I had to breathe. Half a teaspoon of salt, 1½ sticks of butter, softened, 1½ cups of packed light brown sugar, 2 large eggs, 1 cup of dark molasses, 1 tablespoon of water, some bowls, some spoons, and of course a rolling pin and a spatula. Okay, I did it in 2 breaths, but you will need all of those items for our baking list today. Did you know that gingerbread houses originated in the 19th century in Germany? But it wasn't until the story of Hansel and Gretel got published that gingerbreads became popular. Gingerbread was first used in Germany to announce big occasions like a new king. Could you imagine if our news was printed on gingerbread? That would be very informative, but also really delicious. I wouldn't mind. Okay, for step 1, you are going to mix all your dry ingredients in a bowl, and then after you'll mix all the wet ingredients together. So let's get started with our flour. So I have 6 cups of flour in this very large bowl. You'll need a large bowl for 6 cups of flour, let me tell you. So you need half a teaspoon of baking powder. Baking powder, not baking soda. I used to confuse those ones all the time. Mix that in. And then you need 4 teaspoons of ground ginger. Ground ginger. Ground ginger smells so good. It smells just like the gingerbread. And then you need 4 teaspoons of cinnamon. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, I just realized I did half teaspoons. Campers, that means I have to go back and do another 4. It's okay if you make mistakes, especially if you catch them, because then you can fix them before you end up baking something that doesn't taste like gingerbread. We did 8 half teaspoons, which makes for 4 teaspoons of the ingredients that we needed. Oh, you need an actual half teaspoon of the allspice. Here's my time to shine, my half teaspoon. And you need a half teaspoon of salt. So that's all the ingredients we need for our flour. Although sugar may seem like a dry ingredient, you're gonna put the sugar in with the wet ingredients. So let's mix it all together. Ooh, it's starting to look like gingerbread. Now we're gonna move on to the wet ingredients. So add 1.5 sticks of butter, like so. You need your 1.5 cups of sugar. Gingerbread always reminds me of the holidays. I always loved making gingerbread houses growing up because once again, it was super creative and you got to express yourself. And then we need our eggs. And you need 1 cup of dark molasses. Okay, so now you wanna combine the wet ingredients until it's all mixed, and then you're gonna slowly add in your flour. Now this can be quite a long process, so I'm gonna use my magic to speed us up to what the finished product looks like. It should look like this. I must be honest with you campers, this one did take me quite a while to knead because I had to knead it with my hands. So once you're done kneading it, you can roll it into a nice ball or circular shape, and then you can put plastic wrap on it, like so. Perfect. And then you're gonna leave it in the fridge overnight so that it gets nice and hard, and then you're gonna leave it out for 10 minutes before you unroll it. But let's use my magic and fast forward so we don't have to wait. Perfect. So I've taken it out of the fridge and I let it sit for 10 minutes, and now it is ready to roll out. And what I typically do is put it on a piece of parchment paper to roll it out on, but you can also do it on a clean surface with some flour. And now I'm going to roll it out with my rolling pin. And just like magic, as you can see, my gingerbread is nice and flat and ready to be cut into shapes. So I have a cookie cutter set here, which is great. But for some of the shapes, I'm gonna be using a butter knife to carve out because I think I'm gonna make some familiar faces for our cabin. I have this fun deer, so you're just gonna push your cookie cutter in, give it a little shake, and it should come out just like that. Perfect. Let's also do a tree. We have our tree, cut that out. And a snowman, of course. Yes, a snowman. And the best thing about this cookie cutter is it has shapes for building the house as well. So I'm gonna keep cutting these cookies, but I'll use my magic to skip ahead so that we can see our baked cookies and our baked house. And just like magic, our cookies are done. I even made one that looks like yum. So cute, right? And here is our gingerbread house. It looks beautiful. And now I'm gonna jump ahead to show you what our decorating looks like. Amazing. What do you think, campers? I'm not done yet. We have a few finishing touches to add. As you can see, I put it on a piece of parchment paper here, and I've iced the bottom of it so that the gingerbread sticks to it and doesn't move around. And then I've iced the roof, and I've added little gumdrops on top because we love picking the gumdrops off. And I have a little tree here. And I don't know if you can see, but do you recognize anyone in the window? It's me, campers, and it's Scribbles.
Hello, campers.
And now we just have to add yum and the few little finishing touches. I have my icing bag here, and now I want to add my snowman. The best thing about this cookie cutter is that it makes your objects 3D, which is pretty cool. So we'll put the icing in the middle like this, and then you add the bottom of the snowman, like that. Perfect. And then he'll be able to stand up nice and easy. So you ice where you want to place your little cookie. Great. And where should we put yum? I think we should put yum at the top of the cabin so everyone can see him on top of the banner that we're going to put on there too. And then I made this really fun Camp Bonkers sign, which isn't edible, but it looks great. Put the sign up. And then one more, just a little reindeer here. Like this, and this one, and we'll put this guy over here. Amazing! I'm so happy with how this gingerbread house turned out. This definitely looks like my cabin here at Camp Bonkers, but a little bit more delicious. Wow, that looks so fun. We have yum and we have Scribbles. Now it's time for our camper questions, but first I have a question for you. What's your New Year's resolution? Our first camper question comes from Madison. Why is snow white? Now, Madison, that is a great question. Snow is white because that's the way light reflects off of it. Sometimes it can even look purple or blue. It just depends on the way the snow is reflecting light. Our next question comes from Camper London. I've never seen snow where I live, so the snowflake craft was very cool. Did you see a lot of snow when you were growing up? What a great question. I did see a lot of snow. On the camp here, we get lots of snow. And when I was younger, I used to be a camper myself. So I used to come here every winter and do lots of fun activities. Ooh, even tubing. Tubing was so much fun. Thank you so much for joining us today, campers. I had an absolutely magical time, and I wish you all happy holidays. And remember, campers, to find the magic in each and every day. Today, I'm gonna find my magic by eating some of this gingerbread. Wow, thank you so much for sharing with me, campers, and I hope your day sparkles. Until next time, bye!